Hello, this is Chase BT694, playing in the Twilight Struggle League. Um, actually, I played this game yesterday, or actually 2 days ago, and we're going to try to play it. Now, I'm trying something new since the audio didn't work the first time, or re-record this, but I also sped up the video to double the speed to try to be a little quicker. So some things I'll have to get pretty quick. But right now, Marshall playing immediately attack Europe, puts us in position off of the get go where we can have domination. However, if you look at our op hand, we are kind of vulnerable here a little bit, um, especially when he plays Red Scare. So we only have one card that's not one op, and that's Duck and Cover. So we'll definitely have to be careful. If he plays Blockade this match, we're pretty much up the creek. So here he comes with the coup. He rolls a 2, which is pretty advantageous for us. We're going to go ahead and play Romania. That way if he has independent reds, that event will definitely happen instead of getting it for free. He plays Fidel for the event, and he kind of spreads his influence out, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to play CIA, play it for the op, but kind of just be like a little tick mark, like a little tick on a dog, kind of stuck in that little corner in Asia and Middle East there. He could coup us here to try to get us out there, which in our case would be, in my opinion, would be advantageous because we're so low on ops. If he's cooing everywhere, it might be okay. So he uses the China card for an op, so it makes it pretty much he's got the Middle East scorecard. I mean, it's if you didn't think he did, you definitely kind of feel that way now. We've been extremely advantageous, and just a 2 knocks us out and puts us in situations. So now we could have counter-couped, but we only got 1 op cards. So we're going to go ahead and just take a chance. He's got another 4 op card, and he rolls a 2. So NATO is now in effect. That's huge. We're going to play our only 2 op card. Getting to Malaysia is not as big as what it was seen because even if he had decall, we don't have a way to be able to keep him from taking Thailand. So we're just kind of playing this by ear. He's got Middle East. So he basically has displayed the score. So unless he's got another big up card, he's just kind of keeping us from being able to grab the non-battleground. And no big deal. So kind of spreading our influence. We'll get our Middle East score, which is huge. And then we'll go ahead and play Nasser, get it out of the game, get it out of the deck. So looking at our hand, we've got a lot of red cards, but it's cards I'd rather have to deal with, like D-Stall and D-Gall and Socialist Government. Cost NATO is already in play. Special Relationship's a great headline. 2 victory points. Get to throw 2 ops somewhere. So go ahead and overprotect something like France. He goes ahead and grabs the victory points from the space race. And we'll see what he does here. So he coups with Warsaw, and he rolls a 2. So our success there continues. We're going to go ahead and use our big card to kind of spread out quick. We're taking a gamble in Pakistan. But even if he has the war card, it's a 67% chance that we were able to keep it. But then there's also a 33% chance we lose it, and a 100% chance we lose our 33% chance. Go ahead and play the China card. It gives us some extra. I felt like with the Asia scoring card, we needed to kind of push it. To try to. It feels like he has the scoring card. He's going after it tough. So easier to keep it than it is to so flip it when you can. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So gonna play you an intervention, play one of these cool cards. Go ahead and see if we can tempo wise India. A little surprised it didn't just take India. All right, I'll give us a chance to go ahead and take India back. So he 5-year plans Asia, which almost guarantees he also has Europe scoring. So and he pushes to his Middle East. We'll go ahead and space socialist government. We did make a mistake there because because of the China card, we could have kept the card even playing UN intervention. So we definitely should have held on to D-stall. Definitely a mistake. Playing too quick, definitely a mistake. But it's not in. All right. We have defectors, which is a great headline at this point, mainly because Decal's still in the deck. He has a chance to flip Thailand, play Decal, play the China card, kind of flip that Asia region. So especially if we would have gotten the card. So I feel like it's definitely the gamble here. Granted, he could have Europe. The worst case scenario is he has Europe and we defector it and we lose out on something. But I really feel like he has Decal and he does. So that was the play. We're successful. Suez Crisis. He Kuza won again. So a little crazy there. Looking at our hand, we'll go ahead and knock out blockade. Between De Gaulle and socialist government, I think it's easier to take care of socialist government or kind of repair socialist government. Plus, we'll still get a hopefully space one of those cards. But we get blockade out of the game. We'll try to play Indo-Pakistan war card for military ops. And hopefully, as soon as we can, we'll go ahead and bite the bullet on Middle East. So that's out of the game for a while, so we don't have to worry about that, which is nice. So, considering that Iran's been attempted to coup on like 4 times, we haven't placed any other influence in the Middle East besides Iran. It's amazing we've gotten out of there only -2. So we do get military ops, but we missed the roll on India on a full roll. And then now, kind of looking at our last half of our hand, hope to space socialist government. But if we have to play it, we can. Arab Israeli card, not a big deal. Military ops are kind of both sides. So he's able to get rid of CIA. Or we're probably going to try to play US Japan on our last action round. Probably play it before then, just because we want to make sure we get our free op when he plays containment. We're going to go ahead and spread out with US Japan. Get ready for the mid-war. So kind of getting a head start in Africa. He plays Fidel. We'll go ahead and take this time to space. And we are successful. Pick up a victory point. So we definitely want to go on Colombia on this play. We actually make a mistake here. Definitely should have played the card first and gone into Egypt. To have the tick mark there to be able to attack Libya. But now we can't get there because we lost that roll. So we go ahead and pick up the adjacency for Afghanistan. We're still attacking Colombia. The reroll happens, or the redraw, and we've got a great deck of hands. Duck and Cover, Bear Trap, Puppet Governments, Panama Canal, Red Scare. Kind of thinking of playing Duck and Cover, get the 3 victory points. He'll coup Colombia, we'll play Junta, take Venezuela, and then recoup or realign out, depending on what happens. I go from there. So, plays Long Gunman, so we don't have to worry about that for a long time. And then we can go ahead and play Junta. But we could also probably maybe go ahead and play Puppet Government. Go ahead and get our spread going on here. Spread out as quick as we can. Gives us, some chance. We're going to try to play Bear Trap on our last action round and then headline Red Scare. Try to maximize that little combo. Might have been advantageous to start off with that, but I thought with some of our other cards that we drew, Public Government and whatnot, that going ahead and get that South America and kind of rolling and get established there before he could redraw something like D-Stall. Which, if we would have played correctly, we would have spaced last round and would not be back in the deck. But nothing in this hand really scares us at all. He does have D-Stall, of course. And kind of gives us a couple different options here. So we're going to go ahead, play, and kind of attack a little bit here in Brazil. My thinking was a mistake. Should have just went ahead and took Brazil and Chile, and then next play Junta to try to go for however, what I was thinking was I was kind of forcing them to not make this turn for a realignment, so establish Venezuela, and then play Junta this next turn for the realignment, so we get the first shot at a crack at the realignment. But if I had to do it again, I think I would have done it the other way around. So we still get the first realignment roll, and we knock him out. So huge there. We missed the roll in Argentina, though. Oh, no. So, of course, he's got the brush war, and he wins, which he had a full roll for. Kind of our next couple plays. Probably should have flipped the roll of that, went ahead space, we will bear you, and then play Panama Canal for the next play. But it's not the end of the world, So space here, and then we're gonna end with the bear trap. So it looked like we were gonna kind of run away with South America and Africa before we can get it out there. D-Stall comes back out, and ruins our party, but we're still in okay shape. It was a huge brush roll for him. Especially you look at his hand this round, would have been a good time to play the Red Scare Bear Trap this round. He had a lot of pops. But we'll finish up, play our Red Scare. We got a couple good things, mainly Yasuri and Colonial Rearguard, especially at a time when we have Africa. He quagmires us back. So we lose a little tempo here, which hurts. Gets rid of a card, but at least we're able to get rid of Creation Theology. And then looking at this hand, oh, nice. We're whole strong again. We know we want to use Colonial Rearguards. The thing is, we know he's also short on ops. So it might not be the best play because he's going to play the China card most likely, or at least we hope he does, because we have Yasuri. We'd love to end this turn with Yasuri. So we're going to go and play Cultural Government. Give him the one victory point because we'd much rather give him the one victory point than give him the China card back. Because we're pretty positive that with our next play, when we play Colonial Rearguard and we kind of really attack Africa, there's a good chance we're going to pull a card like the China card out. So we want to go ahead, especially on a hand where he's strapped for ops because we Red Scared him. We're going to play a big event like Colonial Rearguards. Man, what a good time for him to have that card. But we're going to repair. We're going to attack. And really, part of the play here is obviously we want to score Africa for as many points as we possibly can. But we also wanted to do that. We wanted to pull the China card. So trying to set up in a realignment. So we'll go ahead and take back Zaire. And once again, he's Red Scared, so it's harder for him to have these, 3-out cards to be able to flip these back. So there's South America scoring. Our tempo kept them from being able to score that for more. And the question here is, do you play, and really this is a mistake, I went ahead and score Africa scoring, just take my 3 points in a roll, because I want to play both John Paul, because he's skinny in Europe, and Yasuri, because Asia is tight. We want to make both of those scares, and we'd like to do it this round. But the play really here probably should have been, let's play Portuguese Empire, catch a little victory point here, and coup Sahara States, and we end up not making the play. We had a chance to at least pick up domination there and picked up the op. So definitely a bad play there. But You look at the end result, he's at 7. He picks up a couple victory points, but we're scared in Asia. We're fantastic in Europe. We finally picked up the Europe scoring card. We're going to have a chance potentially to pick up Central America. We'll just have to see what happens here. All right, so he plays Allende. No big deal there. Or Allende, I should say. I'm a Southern Georgia boy. Sometimes I don't say Allende. Go ahead and get our military ops, see if we can coup. Of course, we rolled a 1 because nobody wins coup rolls. So he's able to scoot out of the Asia scoring. We're going to go ahead and take Poland. We got Europe scoring. We know we have to worry about Warsaw Pact. It's out there. It's definitely something we have to worry about. But right now, that's 2 extra victory points. So catch the extra battleground. It's a 3-point victory point if he takes it back. So instead of being 5-6 points, we get the score for 9. So we attempted the space there because we didn't want him to be able to have a chance to immediately space something else again. Go ahead and knock out a scorecard. He's going to have a chance to realign this out of South Africa. We'll just have to play this. We lose 1, we lose 2. Not the worst case scenario here. We do have unit intervention, so even though we could play Muslim Revolution without playing unit intervention, because basically it's a 2-op card that way, it's obviously more powerful. It's a 4-op card. That's how we're going to play that. We still got to get rid of Central America, which could have been worse. Would have liked it. We could have played that probably for positive, but we didn't want to lose our position. So he goes with the coup. He only had a 1-op card. He's just trying to get out when he really trying to win that roll. So grain cells, one of the best cards for US. Love it. Also nice to see S-Not, but there's nothing really we want to get rid of or we can't handle. So we'd like to hold on that card just in case next turn, on turn 8, if we can get something nasty, we can get rid of it. Especially since Long Government's back in it. So 2 options here. Play 5-year plan. What we're going to do is we place the ops here. However, after looking at this again, we still should have gone ahead and gone with the coup and let him have that victory. Go ahead and coup. Keep him from having a chance to coup. So maybe we even things up a little bit more in South America. But more importantly, we don't let him coup in Africa. And then we also pick up points with our arms race card. So we would have netted more positive victory points by playing that way. And our board on the position should have been better. So definitely should have slowed that down, played that a little different. Because now, let's say we coup something in Cuba, or we coup someplace in Africa. He coups back on a counter coup, and then we don't have a chance to really continue the victory points from arms race anyway. So that's kind of where we're at. He played for Mosin setup, so we're going ahead and throw an op over there to try to set that up in a minute. He spreads his influence in the Middle East, but he also gives us a good target to really sink our teeth in on a good coup here too, which can hopefully help us set up a realignment in Africa on Zaire. So, we have a mediocre roll. We roll 3, we get up to 4. So have a chance there. We do need to prioritize Taiwan to try to get the extra battleground there. As long as we have the China card, it's an extra battleground, and that could be the difference. So we're going to go ahead and play Red Scare and go ahead and take it. It's only 1 victory point. Good. If we can switch something or throw some ops into a country like North Korea, nice to have. So we're going ahead and spacing. The main target, we didn't want them to really have a chance to really go after Uruguay, just especially because we're kind of all right. It knocks us out in Europe. We're going to play special relationship for 2 victory points, and we're going to go ahead and protect West Germany, kind of dissuade him from something tricky later in the game. And then right now, what we'd like to do in South America, play OAS founded in Colombia, in Venezuela, and then set up a realignment of Venezuela with the present doctor. That's what we'd like to do. But good U.S. player keeps us from doing what we want to do, our USSR player. So really right now, we're going to go ahead and play present doctor, so he's going to get a hand with 1 extra op. But we got to go ahead and take that card. And then we'll set OAS as our last play, which won't be a bad play for turn 7. Kind of set up that realignment, break hopefully the control of South America. We can't take India back, so we continue with that play and just hope for the best. And yes, we get an Indo-Pakistan war card. So our major problem, we're 50-50 insolvent in Asia. So hopefully we can win that. We're behind on the space track, but maybe we get a little lucky with Star Wars. And then thank goodness we held on to Asnot so we can get rid of Longa. The biggest thing we'd worry about right here is Outer Games taking Asnot away, and then making it tough for us to get rid of Lone Gunman. We definitely would have to play the China card, and then he would know it, and have to worry about terrorism and all types of stuff. So get 6 extra victory points for Europe. So that's huge that it came on back out. So finally, the karma for the rolls finally hits. He rolls a 6 on Brazil and flips it. But the good news is at least it sets up a realignment for Brazil. And we do have him. So North Sea oil is UN intervention, so OPEC still in play. He goes after Uruguay. A little surprised to use that the coup. Still going after Uruguay, just mainly because of, he could knock us out of the Middle East. So we play Muslim Revolution like a 2-op card. Man, and then finally he rolls a 6. He kept on going after it. But probably the time to go ahead, play Asnot, get rid of these 2 cards, see what we get back. Nothing we can't handle. We still space something to space Portuguese Empire, and even if we did have to play it, it's not that big of a deal. And then, of course, getting US Japan back, big 4-op cards, nice too. All right, we'll go ahead and take India back. I would have loved Voice of America. Let's see. Still trying to set up Star Wars. You never know when you need it. If we miss again on our rolls. And now we're a bit in trouble. But hopefully we can set this up. Coup. Hopefully we can be successful. We only roll a 2, so we're bad on our roll there too. And then looking at this hand, Chernobyl and East European unrest, while he's skinny in Europe, could be intriguing. The main thing we'd worry about this one is definitely Soviets shoot down KOL in the late war. So I think we're okay making this gamble with Missile Envy. He doesn't see our headline. Don't really see him trying to lower DEFCON himself in this little headline phase. So he changes the realignment. Let's see what we get with Miss Wendy. Oh, and tear down this wall. So with tear down this wall, we coup a rear line. Might just go ahead and coup because if he played the real, we're already -1 on the realignment. Except I did realize after I just said that is that actually take effect yet, except for I know when I cooed, I was thinking it was in effect, but it still works because we roll a huge 7. So you see it, I see it. We're gonna all kind of think of the same thing. We have a chance for Europe control, so go ahead and make a little shot at it. He can't throw any ops there except from an event. East European unrest is going to hurt him. Go ahead and give us East Germany, knock him basically out of Poland. We can throw Soviet shoot down KOL to take Poland, and then that bolster with some other ops. The only real thing we'd worry about is suddenly he flips South America, Central America, and Middle East, gets all 3 of those scoring cards, and is able to score while also getting 4 games. But crazy things happen. So he realigns, knocks himself out, and then almost knocks us out. We're still hanging on in South America. So we're going to go ahead and take Poland, or maybe we make him work a little bit in South America, just a little bit harder. So that's, make him waste another card, to slow his tempo a little bit as far as what he's doing. So once again, I ran a record. A little surprised he didn't attempt the war card there. And then we're going to go ahead and take Poland. Might have not have been the worst idea to maybe go ahead and place 2 ops into, but we needed to space the card tempo wise. We need to go ahead and shore up Europe instead of, because that is a win condition as long, Clone rear guards makes it a little easier for us to also play South African unrest. The one big mistake there is really should have thrown one of my extra ops into Zaire. And then it felt like he was about to score Central America also, and he did. So we kept that from scoring a few extra. And then we'll go ahead and pick up 2 extra victory points right there to push it to 5, just to kind of push it. We did get war game rooms, but Middle East did come out. So that little scenario where South America, Central America, Middle East, war games all came out could have happened. And especially if we would have not played back into Panama, it could have been disastrous. So go ahead and play terrorism. He gets Ultra games, so he's definitely going to play war games. But if we could win a space raider patrol and then he miss it, we could play Star Wars, pour out war games after he moves it with Ultra games, and win. Oh, and we pull out the Reformer. Probably the best card he could have got. He probably pumped the fist when he saw that card when he took it out of his hand. So definitely another little piece of bad luck. But he does have ABM treaty. He goes after Pakistan, which basically means he's got, right? He has to have. He's got the Asia scorecard. So we're going to go ahead and overprotect here. And if he takes the coup, knocks it out in Africa, I'll go ahead and kind of protect again a little bit. In Europe. Europe's our main focus. We do need to just make sure we get Middle East scoring so that way we don't get stuck with it late. Can't counteract if something does. Another big 4-up card. He goes after Panama again. It ends up working out. We'll go ahead and play the China card to repair and take Japan all at the same time. And some of it's because we've done a pretty good job of overprotecting in Europe. he coos again with a one hopper. And we'll go ahead and take Saudi Arabia because it actually evens it up. So we can score it for even also of uh, the one card. I can't even think of it off the top. That gives you takes away about it. All right. So right now, I feel pretty good. He had some ops. He could have made a run in Europe, I think, or just tried to flip a country there with because he had a couple four op cards. He could have made a run at it and socialist government. So he knocked socialist government. Doesn't hurt us though. We'll go ahead and play Middle East before he plays. There's the Asia. No big deal there. And then we play solidarity. Just that's the game. So we win with nomination in Europe. So thank you guys for watching. Good game, interesting game. We got lucky early on, or really throughout the whole game for a lot of the rolls. Especially, he was awful at his coup rolls, but so were we. We had some bad coup rolls as well. He did win some more card rolls, so it's not completely all the way bad, but great game. Keep on watching for the rest of the league, and we'll do this again.